Good morning. I woke up so ready to make this video for you guys today about foundation matching. If you have never had your foundation actually matched, then I'm sorry because I can do that for you and I have not offered that to you. So I am so sorry that I have not done that for you. So that is on me. But today I am going to teach you guys about foundation matching, understanding a little bit more about foundation in general, the best products to make your foundation look great all day, different options of coverage, SPF, all of those good things. So the product that I'm mostly going to be talking to you about today is our Mary Kay Time-Wise Luminous Finish or Matte Finish 3D foundation. So the 3Ds, what I love about the Time-Wise and the 3D line is that it stands for defends, delays, and delivers. And those are all the promises about its anti-aging benefits as well. So not only is it a great foundation to help us just kind of smooth out the look of our skin, it also has great anti-aging benefits as well. So this is how it comes in the box, and this is how it is in the bottle. So what I do want you guys to know about all Mary Kay products is that if you turn them over on the back, they'll be labeled either pink or purple depending on what type of skin they're best for. So if you have normal or dry skin, the pink is probably going to be better for you, and this is going to be a luminous finish. So if you find that your skin looks dull or flat, it's really going to give you that luminous look. If your skin is more combination or oily, this is going to be the matte finish because we want to soak up that oil and really keep you from looking shiny. So depending on what type your skin is, you will use whichever finish you prefer. I like winter for luminous and summer for matte. I'm kind of right on that line where I can play with them a little bit, or maybe I'll just use luminous more on my cheeks, but you can also just use matte year round. I find that 80% of people prefer the matte for day to day, but then especially older women or very younger women who are looking, more teens that are looking for the more trendy luminous look will go for the luminous. So most people are matte, but if you're extremely dry or just want to go for that more luminous look, you'll be the pink. So I want to share with you guys a little bit more about undertones, and then we'll get also into looking at the number. How do I pick which foundation shade I am? So first we'll talk about undertones. So this foundation line has 3 undertone options, and your undertone never changes. So once you figure out what yours is, you'll be good to go. So C is for cool. And I like to think about it as somebody who is an ice cube. They go out in the sun and they just melt to pieces or burn, so to speak. So, and on the opposite end of that is W, which is warm, which is somebody more like a cookie. They get baked in the sun and they turn this beautiful golden brown. I'm so jealous. It's not me. And then in between that is neutral. That is just the N for in between. I'm a neutral, but I am a little bit more on the cool side. I do burn, and I may keep the tan for a day or two, but it's really not sticking around, unfortunately. But you know, that's just the way God made me, and that's all right. So we are gonna do what is called a stripe test, just putting some different colors of foundation on to see how they look after about a minute of setting, to see which one blends in the most. And I remember explaining this to my husband once of how you want your foundation color to be the closest to your skin color as possible. And he's like, if it's your skin color, then why would you put it on even? And oh man, they just don't really understand, but that's okay. But we all have little imperfections or pop-up acne or whatever that we just want to cover up, or whether we want to go out and look super nice, or just a job interview, or just day to day want to have that nice face on. And for me, I enjoy getting ready. I used to paint a lot, and I find that now I do my art on my face. So let's get right on into it. I'm gonna show you guys the warm and the cool and the neutral undertones on me so you can see. The warm is gonna be too orange for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just stripe that right onto my cheek, and we'll let it dry for a minute. All right, I'm gonna put that right back here. And while we wait for these to dry, remind me to tell you guys about primer, because it is what's going to keep your foundation looking amazing all day, help it from transferring onto your clothes, things like that. So this is the warm. This was Ivory W150. Oh, I haven't broken down ivory, beige, and bronze for you guys. So just when you look at somebody, you'll usually be able to tell whether they're ivory, which is me, beige, or bronze. Those get darker as you go. And that's just how tan or dark is your skin. Those can change. So as you go out into the sun, if you are a warm undertone and you were at a higher beige number, and then you got even more tan, then you might not even go into the bronze shades for the summer. So you might have a winter color and a summer color. So there is the warm undertone, and this one is the cool. If you are not a warm undertone and you put it on, it will look too orange on you. If you are not a cool and you put a cool on, it will look too pink for you. So we're just gonna stripe this on again. And don't make a determination until it's had a little bit of time to dry and set and oxidize now that it's open to the air. I love all this natural light coming in. That's gonna really be helpful. I'll get a little bit closer to as those dry. So there's the cool. And then here is my actual color, Ivory N140. Now I've just played around with it over time and I've been able to determine what my color is just by doing, oops, there goes the lid, to myself. And have a friend there, honey, to tell you whether it is your color or not, and I give you all permission. If you ever see me wearing a foundation color that is not right for me anymore, tell me, girl, you better pull out your summer or winter color because this is not right. You know, I'm gonna do this on this cheek. So. And I'm also going to share with you guys about the tools that I use, the brushes or sponges, to put on my foundation. Now I'm not trying to blend it in fully so you guys can kind of see the stripe. Now I do have this color foundation on, just like a light brush on from earlier. But while I let that set for just a second, I'm going to talk to you guys about primer. So when you think about painting a room, you've got walls, they've got holes in them, you've got to spackle them and sand them and prime them and paint them, and then some types of paint need some sort of sealant. So the primer is really what helps keep it on. And you don't want your paint sliding off the wall, so you prime it. And also, because I love showing this example with an orange, because an orange is super, like the fruit, it's super dimply. If you put foundation directly onto the orange, you can see all the dimples. But if you put the foundation primer on first, it fills in, almost like a spackle and a primer, all of those little holes, and it smooths it out and gives a nice flat base for your foundation to go onto, and it helps it stay on and look great all day. I remember starting to use this product and then I ran out for the first time and was like, I'll just, put it on like I used to without primer, and I instantly was like, you know what, no, this product works and I'm so thankful for it, and it has SPF in it, so that's really great to know. This other one that I'm holding here is an oil mattifier. If you are super oily, definitely invest in this product, the oil mattifier. You put it on even before your primer and it will help you from getting oily. So that is those. And I did want to share with you guys a little bit about the difference between concealer and under eye corrector. I have a lot of people who reach out to me and say, hey, I need a concealer for under my eyes. And I'll ask them why, because as you can see with this, well, you may not be able to see really well. This under eye corrector is actually very orange, and the reason being is that it contrasts with the blue that appears when you've got a lot of blood vessels that are showing and making those dark shadows under your eye. So if that's your problem, is the dark shadowing, you really want to use an under eye corrector. And then the concealer is really great for covering up those little spots like I've got here, just anywhere that pop up. Concealer, it comes in different shades and you just pick the one that's closest to your skin color. So that's that. we'll give this just one more second to dry before we take a look at them. And I'm gonna show you guys what I use to put on my foundation. So there's really so many options, and it's really just personal preference when it comes to putting on your foundation. But here I'm gonna show you guys 3 options. Let me get these where you can see them. So this is our blending sponge. When it dries, it's smaller than this, but you never want to use it dry. You give it 10 squeezes under the sink, and then it's ready to use. And having it be moist actually keeps it from getting foundation like all the way into the sponge. You can actually use it for such a long time by rinsing it out and using it wet. It'll keep good for a really long time. It's got a tip that you can use. You can also just use the flat, as you can see that I have before, for putting on your foundation. You just pat it right on. Then we've got this blending brush. This is my go-to for putting on my foundation. I absolutely love the bristles. Are tightly packed in there. I feel like I can use less product and get just as good of coverage. So this is really great. And this is just our classic liquid foundation brush. You can see it's just kind of flat across the top. What's great is you can put your foundation right onto the brush. You can put the foundation onto your hand and pat it off. And then usually with this brush, I will pat it on first and then do circles. And just like with the other brush as well, pat and then circles to blend. Circles always blend. That's true of your eyeshadow as well. If you're having trouble blending your eyeshadow, circles, and we can talk about that. Windshield wiper motion is to intensify. So that's for another video. But one last thing before we look at our stripes is setting your foundation once it's complete. Oh shoot, I wish I had my spray over here as well. We have a foundation setting spray, which is amazing. You just do a plus sign and then an X and you are good to go. It benefits oily skin girls and dry skin girls. It's got mattifying properties to it as well as hydrating. So it's really great balancer. So this is you'll see it's white. This is just our translucent powder. It is great for setting your foundation to look great all day, or if you prefer to set with a powder that is your color, then you can choose to do that as well. We also have this in pressed, so you can have a palette that you take with you that has a brush in it, and you can use that anytime and take it with you. All right, let's take a look. So let me get in close here. You'll see back here, I believe we did the warm first. So that one's gonna be a little bit too orangey for me. And then the cool is a little bit too pink for me. So I hope that you guys can see that pretty well. And then on this side, I already had my correct color on, and I put a stripe of that one on, and it has blended in pretty well. So I'll have to blend it in a little bit extra. But so that is foundation matching. It's really as simple as just putting it on, letting it soak in, and really seeing. Sometimes when you put a color on, it makes you look sickly. And so there's something wrong with the undertone there, or too orange or too pink. So you really want to find your correct undertone. And then as you're trying different colors, I'll help you pick what number do we need to go into this ivory, beige, or bronze category to get you the right one. But you stick with your undertone each time, and you just pick the next highest or lowest number depending on whether you need to go darker or lighter. So if you would like for me to match your foundation, I would be very happy to, and I apologize again that I haven't done that for you already. So that is just a complimentary service that I offer. Would be happy to do that for you. If you're out of state, that's not even a problem. Or if you're like, I need more foundation today and we can't get together, let's just go ahead and do that over the phone. You can send me a pic. Obviously I know you guys, but you can send me a picture and we can take a look at what your skin is right now. You can tell me a little bit more about whether you burn or you tan in the sun and what foundations you're using now, so that we can find out what's going to be the best one for you. And remember, there's always the choice of matte or luminous depending on what look you're going for or what type of skin you have. So I hope that you guys found this to be helpful. I really am looking forward to making more videos for you guys to just break down the things that we were never really taught as a kid. You know, as you start to explore makeup, there wasn't really anybody who ever sat me down and taught me, and that's something I really appreciate about Mary Kay, is having people to go to ask questions, or that go ahead and teach me how to take care of my skin and apply foundation and makeup, and just being able to play around with that, because like I said, this is my new art, and so I really have a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys have a great day. I am looking forward to kayaking later this afternoon. My husband's away on a boys kayaking trip. I'm going kayaking with a girlfriend, and so it's just gonna be a great day. Make it a great day for you too.